number 2 of the comeback 2020. I am sitting a little bit, I want to say 6 weeks and 4 days out from my first show, so a little less than 7 weeks. So kind of ran you through my morning again. I got up, had a little bit of coffee, bunch of water, my stim-free pre-workout. Well, that was a little bit later. I trained a client this morning at 6 a.m. Wrote out my goals, my to-do list. You'll see that in there. Did that last night right before bed, actually. That only goes up until 12:15 for today, and then I'll have some new ones for the night, but mostly I'll be at the gym, so it's kind of in my calendar, and I'll just be training clients anyways. But yeah, so got that done, and then around 7:15, 7:30, I trained. I had pull today. I will run you through that a little bit in a little bit, do a little voiceover for you. It's basically a upper, so it's kind of like back and hamstrings, if you will. Today and tomorrow will be my last 2 days of this overreaching week for me. So finishing up the mesocycle, and then I will be taking 4 days off of the gym, potentially, most likely not, but if I feel like I need, a little bit more, I could take a couple of light days after that, but taking 4 days off of the gym. So just gonna kind of rest, stick to the diet, but try to alleviate as much training stress as I can, stress on my joints, things like that. I can definitely tell you I am very, very overreached right now, so yeah, it's going to be much needed, but kind of implementing the 4 days off versus a traditional taper type of deload where you would lower volume and intensity just to kind of get in and get out a little bit quicker, and also give me a little bit more of a mental break, just because my training is pretty rough usually. I train 6 days a week, pretty consistently, and just having more days off is going to be really nice, especially for this weekend. It's my girlfriend's birthday, so we have a bunch of stuff planned for the weekend anyways, so it's going to be kind of fell in. That's why if you see on my training log, it's been 9 weeks and 3 days, so I'm kind of cutting it there, and then we'll be deloading. But yeah, so I trained, just got done eating. I'll put the clip of that in there, and now I'm gonna go for probably about a mile walk, and then I'll do the rest of my steps that I need later on today. Currently I have a 9,000 step minimum for every day, so usually I will go for about 1 to 2 mile walk, or 2 1 mile walks to get that in, on top of my steps that I accrue throughout the day, from training or walking around the house, whatever it may be. But yeah, besides training, a little bit of work, all that stuff, I'm not really doing too much. Also, so before my training session, I posed for 20 minutes, actually did 22. So I took my pump powder before that, posed, and then you'll see in the clip I have basically my first meal, if you want to call it that, because it is pretty substantial amount of protein, if you will. It's a protein feeding basically, but I do it intro, so posing I slam a bunch of it, and then I'll drink the rest slowly throughout the training session. But it is 40 grams by weight, so 40 grams weight of the protein, PE Science Select or whatever it's called, and then 15 grams of carbs from that dextrose and sweet potato powder that I showed you. So tastes super good. And then I put a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of potassium in there. Yeah, and also to mention, so if I train in the morning, from my morning water through the water that I take, I'll drink intra, coffee, and what I have post-workout to get my vitamins down or whatever. Ones that I take, I get usually over a gallon of water just in that period. So yeah, lots and lots of peeing during my training session as well, which is kind of annoying, but yeah, get it done, right? All right, I'll touch base later on, and yeah, hopefully you guys can learn something from this vlog. Hopefully you follow along. Thank you, by the way, if you're following along. It means a lot to me. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you have anything that you'd like me to add to these, go ahead and ask as well. And yeah, I'm going around the infinity loop right now. Go around about 5 times, and that'll be a mile. So, jumping into the pull session here. This is a upper and lower pull session. So that's kind of how I've been doing it. I'll have 2 days that are primarily for quads, and hit a little bit of hamstrings, mostly just lying leg curls as well on those days, just since it's really the only leg curl variation I have access to. But each day of the week is a different rep variant. But today is more pull dominant, so it's more taxing on the low back and all that stuff, hitting the hamstrings and back basically with this training session, and a little bit of rear delts. And you see after that set there, I tried to get up, but I ended up falling down. I remember my hamstrings just kind of gave out on me there. So that was exercise number 1. Just good warm-up overall exercise to get the hamstrings warmed up, get some blood in there. Today, high reps with the leg curls. So today is high reps. I have another day that's heavy to low reps, and then another day that's more moderate. Exercise number 2, we are moving into dumbbell seal rows. I have the bench at a tiny bit of an incline, maybe like 30 degrees or less. I just feel the best contractions with that. And you notice with this one, I always get a nice stretch, tap the ground, keep the movement consistent, and arch the back as much as I possibly can. That way you still hit the erectors slightly, but it's not going to be as taxing on the low back as something like a bent row or something like that, because we got to save the back for the last movement of the day today. Did 5 sets here with 5 working sets, working in the 15 to 8 rep range, and last 3 sets were completely to failure. Same with the leg curls, since it's my overreaching week. Exercise number 3, we got a V-bar low cable row. We're doing 3 sets here with 15 to 8 reps on this one. And this one is supersetted with the cable rear delt flies also. I did 5 sets on the cable rear delt flies. So yeah, like I said, in this day, it's week 9, day 2 of 3. So I have one more training session, which is push, and then I will be deloading. To deload this time around, I am only going to basically just be taking 4 days off of the gym. It falls on a nice weekend. I got a bunch of stuff planned. Girlfriend's birthday, so I'll be deloading, taking time off, but still working on getting steps and a little bit of extra posing. So yeah, V-bar bar low rows right here. And then we have cable rear delt flies, one of my favorite rear delt exercises. My shoulder blades or scapula there kind of look odd, but I feel this movement, so I'm not really too concerned about anything with form and technique. I really feel these in my rear delts, so I'm not really going to make any changes to this one. My rear delts are definitely not lacking either. Probably the strongest delt that I have. My front and side delts are definitely lacking, but the rear delts are definitely not, in my opinion. So yeah, the order of this training session is kind of specific to me, being on contest prep, getting leaner. I structure my stiff-legged deadlifts. I do them with a deficit, as you can see here. Stiff-legged deadlifts at the end of the session. That way I'm just most warmed up. So first rep on this one, we are doing 5 sets of stiff-legged deadlifts. The first rep, I always kind of just basically take it up like a conventional deadlift, and then I'll go into the stiff legs. So a couple cues here is I just really try to drive my butt back. As you can see, each rep is tapped to the ground. I try to basically bring it to a dead stop, but not let the tension come off at the bottom. And I'm keeping my legs pretty much completely straight. And I feel these pretty much 100% in my hamstrings. Get a good stretch at the bottom. Notice I am wearing my sweatshirt again through for this one. The reason I'm wearing a hoodie or a sweatshirt on a lot of my lifts right now, my weightlifting belt just kind of does not feel comfortable around my waist since I'm getting a little bit leaner. All that stuff, it just feels more sturdy if I have a little bit more cushion or padding around the waist with the belt, especially on things like squats and stuff like that. I always have the sweatshirt. But yeah, this is the first set right here. I have 225 on the bar, and we did 15 reps with at about 2 IRR, 2 reps in reserve. So yeah, good set. The stiff-legged deadlifts do get me pretty sore on the hamstrings typically. So here's my top set. Get it up. This is 315, and I did 6 reps at 0 reps in reserve. So when I say 0 reps in reserve on this one, yes, I could have gotten the bar up off the ground again, but it would not have been using the hamstrings, keeping my legs straight, and the form would have definitely gone on this one. So yeah, 315 times 6 here, and then I did 3 more sets after this, 275 for 6, 6, and 5. That last one, again, a set of 5 was at 0 reps in reserve. So yeah, very hard here. Last one. Yeah, that was it. Had a little bit of a deficit there. So here we have the second caffeinated beverage of the day. I have this a little bit after my post-workout meal. And then moving into meal 3, got our vitamins there. And then this is cilantro, garlic, and ginger. Moving into meal number 3 and 4. So the cilantro, garlic, and ginger is in the meal on the left. Meal 3, that is, I want to say 6 ounces of lean beef, 800 grams of the zucchini squash, and the cilantro and ginger. And then on the right, meal number 4 is smoked salmon, sway fish, and 180 grams of yellow bell peppers. So basically no carbs in those 2 meals. Structuring the carbohydrates intra/pre-workout and post-training, and then a little bit before bed. Here we have my nighttime or midday vitamins, and then the last meal of the day. I have 420 grams of fat-free Greek yogurt. I think there's 460 grams of frozen strawberries and 40 grams or 1 scoop of MTS red velvet whey made into a protein cake, and then there is 18 grams of almond butter, and that is the nightcap. So So yeah guys, that was my everything I ate, basically my training session. Didn't really go into too much of what I did that day, but pretty much just booked, trained, walked, posed, ate. It's about it for that day. That was Thursday. I think it was 7 weeks and a few days out. I am currently, 6 weeks, sorry. A little bit under 7 weeks on Thursday. So it's 6 weeks this Saturday. It's actually Thursday right now. Everything that I recorded was from Tuesday. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'm gonna post this up right now, Thursday the 20th, I believe. Yeah, so deloading starting today. I actually did 55 minutes of posing practice, worked a little bit on my individual routine as well, and then went for about a 2.5 mile walk. So yeah, basically gonna have 4 days rest, so I will be focusing on getting my steps in, keeping diet, consistent, on point, and yep. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll make another one of these next week as we get closer and closer and leaner and leaner. Peace out.